Hello everyone. Last time we have started with this chapter chemical kinetics. There we have seen the rate of reaction and we have done till rate law. So today we are going to start with order of reaction. So to understand order of reaction, first we'll consider a reaction, that is A moles of A reacting with B moles of B to give C moles of C and D moles of D. So the rate of reaction is given as rate is equal to K concentration of A raised to X into concentration of B raised to Y. So this is nothing but the rate law for the above reaction. Okay, so the sum of X plus Y gives overall order of the reaction. So what is order of reaction? It is nothing but the sum of powers of the concentration terms in the rate law expression. Remember, we cannot find out it by simply seeing a reaction. What is very important? The rate law is important. Okay, so again, order of reaction is an experimentally determined value. So we can derive the order of the reaction by seeing rate law expression. This is very important for you to remember it. Okay, so let's see some examples of order of reaction. Let's see the first example. The reaction is given as 2H2O2 going to 2H2O plus O2, and the experimentally determined rate law is given as rate is equal to K concentration of H2O2 raised to 1. Okay, and therefore the order of the reaction is nothing but what? The sum of the powers of the concentration terms. Okay, so over here, which is the concentration term? H2O2. The concentration of H2O2 is only there. Only one concentration term is there. Therefore, it is raised to what? 1. So, the order is first order reaction. Okay. Now, when you see this reaction, it is given as 2H2O2. So, but in the rate law, we are not writing H2O2 raised to 2. Okay. So, remember, this is purely experimentally determined value. Okay. So, we cannot simply write down the rate law or the order of reaction by seeing the reaction. Okay. So, how it will be asked? The rate law will be given to you. From that thing you can find out the order of the reaction, or else the order will be given like the concentration first is 1, or the order of the with respect to the second reactant is 2, and as a result you can find out the rate law. Okay, so but by simply looking at the reaction we can only predict the order of the reaction. We cannot fully confirm that the order of reaction will be so and so. It can be confirmed only by seeing rate law. Okay, so hopefully you understood this thing. Now we will see the next example. For the reaction H2 plus I2 which gives 2HI, the rate law is given as rate is equal to K concentration of H2 raised to 1 into concentration of I2 raised to 1. So the reaction is of first order with respect to concentration of H2 and I2 each, and hence the overall order of a reaction is nothing but what? Sum of the powers of the concentration terms in the rate law expression. Therefore it will be X plus Y. What is X over here? It is 1, and for Y, what is Y? Y is also 1. Therefore X plus Y is equal to 1 plus 1, that is equal to 2. Therefore the overall order of a reaction is 2, that is second order reaction. Now we will see the key points about the order of reaction. So first one, very important. What is that? It is experimentally determined value. Okay. Next one, order can be integer or fraction. We will see one example of that. The reaction, that is acetaldehyde, gives methane and carbon monoxide. Okay, so the rate law for the above reaction is given as rate is equal to K concentration of CH3 CHO raised to 3 upon 2. So the order of reaction over here is 3 upon 2. Okay, so hopefully you understood order can be integer or fraction. Next point, the order of the reaction can be 0. So let's take an example. NO2 reacting with carbon monoxide gives NO plus CO2. Over here, the rate law is given as rate is equal to K concentration of NO2 raised to 2. So, by seeing the rate law, we can say the overall order of the reaction is 2. Okay, so that means what? The rate is independent of the concentration of CO. That means if I ask you the order of the reaction with respect to the concentration of CO, it will be 0. Okay, so hopefully you understood this. Next point, only a few reactions of third order are known and reaction with the order higher than 3 are very less, that is scanty. Okay, so if we revise the key points about the order of reaction, there are 4 points. What are they? First one, it is experimentally determined value. Second, it can be integer or fraction. Third, the order of the reaction can be 0. And last one, only a few reactions of third order are known. Reaction with orders higher than 3 are very less. Okay, so these are the important points of order of reaction. Next important topic, molecularity of a reaction. Okay, so to understand the molecularity of a reaction, first we will learn about the complex reaction and elementary reaction. Okay, so what is a complex reaction? It constitutes a series of elementary reaction. That means the reaction which is having 2-3 steps are said to be complex reaction, and each step in that complex reaction are said to be elementary reaction. So what is elementary reaction? It occurs in a single step and cannot be broken down further into simpler reaction. To be very specific, elementary reactions are single step reaction. Okay, so there are some examples of elementary reaction. O3 going to O2 plus nascent oxygen. There, this is nothing but the elementary reaction, single step reaction. Again, the next one, C2H5I, ethyl iodide giving C2H4 plus HI. This is also single step reaction, therefore it is called as what? Elementary reaction. Okay, so hopefully you understood the meaning of complex reaction and elementary reaction. So the molecularity of the elementary reaction is a number of reactant molecules taking part in it. So what is important? The number of reactant molecules are important. So now we will see what do you mean by unimolecular reaction and bimolecular reaction. Unimolecular reaction means molecularity is 1. That means elementary reaction involving one reactant molecule. Okay, and in case of bimolecular reaction, molecularity is 2. Elementary reactions involving 2 reactant molecules. So now we will see some examples of unimolecular reaction and bimolecular reaction. So as you know, what do you mean by unimolecular? Unimolecular means the molecularity will be 1. That means it will be having one reactant molecule which is involved. Okay, bimolecular reaction means how many number of molecules will be involved in the reaction? It will be 2. We are talking about reactant molecules over here. Okay, so now we'll just see the example of unimolecular reaction where the molecularity is 1. O3 going to O2 plus O. So over here, how many number of O3 molecule is there? Only 1. Therefore, it comes under unimolecular reaction. Similarly, next one, C2H5I going to C2H4 plus HI. Over here, how many number of ethyl iodide molecule is there? Only 1. Therefore, it comes under unimolecular reaction. Next one, talking about bimolecular reaction. So, the reactant molecule should be 2 over here. So, the reaction O3 plus O going to 2O2. Okay, so it will be what the molecularity is 2 over here, as the reactant molecules are 2. Similarly, the next one 2NO2 going to 2NO plus O2. Okay, so over here how many reactant molecule is there? It is 2. Remember, we also consider the stoichiometric ratios. That means how many number of moles of NO2 is there? There are 2. So 2 NO2 molecule will be there. Therefore, here also the molecularity is 2. So hopefully you understood the molecularity of a reaction. And one more thing, remember, molecularity is said to be theoretical property, whereas order of the reaction is said to be experimental property. Okay, this is very important. So now we'll learn the order and molecularity of elementary reactions. So the first one, for the elementary reaction 2NO2 going to 2NO plus O2, the rate law is given as rate is equal to K into concentration of NO2 raised to 2. So over here the order of the reaction will be calculated by seeing the rate law expression. Okay, so what is the order of the reaction? It is 2, as NO2 is raised to 2. And the molecularity of a reaction is what? By seeing the reaction we can find out what is the molecularity. Okay, so the reaction is bimolecular. There are 2 reactant molecules which is involved. Okay, so hopefully the first thing is clear. So we can say that reaction is bimolecular and second order. Next one, for the elementary reaction C2H5I going to C2H4 plus HI. Over here the rate law is given as K into concentration of C2H5 raised to 1. So by seeing the rate law, what we can calculate? We can calculate the order of the reaction. Remember, rate law expression, from that thing we can calculate order of the reaction. So the order of the reaction is 1. Therefore it is first order reaction. And the molecularity can be calculated by using the reaction. So how many number of reactant molecules are involved in this reaction? Only 1. Therefore it is said to be unimolecular reaction. So at the end we can say that this reaction is unimolecular and first order. So always remember, order and molecularity of the reaction may or may not be the same. Okay. Next we have to understand about rate determining step. Okay, that means the step which is important to find out the rate law expression. Okay, so we'll just understand that. So you know that complex reaction take place as a series of elementary steps. So the slowest step in the complex reaction is said to be the rate determining step. The slowest step actually what determines the rate of overall reaction. So remember, whenever you hear this word rate determining step, the slowest step is said to be the rate determining step. So we'll see one example over here. Now the reaction which is given over here takes place in 2 steps. Okay, so the first one is NO2Cl going to NO plus Cl, which is the slowest step, and the next reaction is NO2Cl plus Cl going to NO2 plus Cl2. This is the first reaction. Okay, so overall we will get it as what? 2NO2Cl gives 2NO plus Cl2. That means I have added the first and the second reaction. Okay, so over here what will be my rate determining step? We know that the slowest step will be the rate determining step. So the first one is the rate determining step. So the first step being slower than the second is the rate determining step. So the rate law will be applicable to the slowest step. So it is given as rate law is equal to, rate is equal to K into concentration of NO2 Cl raised to 1. So by seeing the rate law expression we can say that this is of first order reaction. Okay, so hopefully you understood what do you mean by rate determining step, and by that thing we can find out the rate law expression. And if the rate law expression is given, we can find out the order of the reaction. And one more thing, the species Cl is formed in the first step and consumed in the second, right? So this species is referred as reaction intermediate. This actually doesn't contribute to the rate law. That means the concentration of reaction intermediate does not appear in the rate law. Okay, so remember, if it is asked which is the reaction intermediate, by seeing this reaction you can easily make out the one which is not there in the overall reaction is said to be the intermediate. Okay, so once again, reaction intermediate, Cl is formed in the first step and consumed in the second. So such species represents the reaction intermediate. Okay, and the concentration of the reaction intermediate does not appear in the rate law. Okay, next we learn the distinguishing point between order and molecularity of a reaction. Okay, so we'll start with order and molecularity. First one, order is said to be experimentally determined property, whereas molecularity is said to be theoretical entity. Next point, order is the sum of powers of the concentration terms of reactants, those appear in the rate equation or rate law. Whereas molecularity, it is the number of reaction molecules taking part in the elementary reaction. Okay, so always remember, order is concerned with the rate law expression, whereas molecularity we have to see the elementary reaction. Okay, next one, last point, order, it may be an integer, fraction or zero, whereas molecularity will be always an integer. Okay, so now we'll see one problem based on this. Okay, so a reaction occurs in the following steps. Two steps are given. First one, NO2 plus F2 going to NO2F plus F, which is a slowest step, and the second one, F plus NO2 going to NO2F. Okay, and this is the fast step. Now it is asked, write the equation of overall reaction. Second one, write down the rate law, and the third one, identify the reaction intermediate. So we will now see how to solve this. First one, what is asked, write the equation of overall reaction. Whenever the overall reaction is asked, we just have to add both the reaction which is given. Okay, so if I add the first and the second reaction, what will be my answer? F from both the sides will get cancelled. So the overall reaction will be 2NO2 plus F2 gives 2NO2F. So this will be my overall reaction. Now second one, write down rate law. Remember, rate law is an experimentally determined value. So we can only predict the rate law by the equation. So it is given, and we know that rate law is calculated by the slowest step. So which is the slowest step? The first one is the slowest one. So the solution for that thing will be what? The step 1 is slowest, therefore the rate law of the reaction is predicted from its stoichiometry as rate is equal to K into concentration of NO2 raised to 1 into concentration of F2 raised to 1. So if the order is asked over here, again the order can be predicted by the rate law expression. So the order will be what? It is nothing but x plus y, it is 1 plus 1, that is 2. That is the second order reaction. And the last one, identify the reaction intermediate. So what is the reaction intermediate? The one which is not there in the overall reaction. Okay, so which is that species which is not there in the overall reaction, or simply we can understand that the one which is consumed in the second step, right? One which is produced in the first step and the one which is consumed in the second step. So if we just check which is that species, it is F. Okay, so F is produced in step 1 and consumed in step 2, or therefore it is called as what? F is the reaction intermediate. So hopefully you understood all these things. Okay, so today we have done very important topics, that is order of reaction, molecularity of reaction, and one problem we have seen based on molecularity, order, and how to find out the reaction intermediate. Okay, so next time we are going to start with integrated rate law. Okay, so okay then, bye.